Hi everyone, and welcome to Noodle Journey. Today I'm excited to review Myojo's Ippei-chan Yakisoba. This one looks like a real treat, folks. This is only the second yakisoba review I've done, the first of which was the excellent yakisoba / chow mein from Sapporo Ichiban. I mentioned in that review that instant yakisoba is often intended to be served with mayonnaise, and well, wouldn't you know it, this one actually comes with a packet of mustard mayonnaise inside. That's awesome. I added Kewpie mayonnaise on my own to that Sapporo Ichiban after filming the review, and it was chef's kiss. Speaking of second times, this is also the second time I'm reviewing a Myojo product. I reviewed their refrigerated shio tonkotsu flavor before, and it was incredible. This package of dried noodles has a reputation to maintain. I should mention that this also does come in a refrigerated version with Myojo's fresh noodles, so if you can find that version, I imagine the noodles will be pretty amazing. Now, I spotted this dry noodle version at H Mart for $3.99, and Yamibuy sells this for about the same, so it's not exactly cheap, but it is a nice size, and it does come with that mayo packet that you won't find in other brands. Myojo also sells a few other yakisoba products similar to this one with other flavored mayonnaise packets, and so I'll probably be on the lookout for those in the future. This is not currently available for anywhere near a reasonable price on Amazon, but keep a lookout if you prefer to shop there. For now, let's check out the sodium and the ingredients. Sodium is high at 1830 milligrams, but at least Myojo isn't trying to tell you that this is 2 servings in a package. So let's rip open this outer layer, open it up, and see what's inside. Alright, what's nice is that if you lose this outer packaging, you still have all the instructions written here, just in case. So I'm going to pull this back to the dotted line and pull out the various packets. And boy, there's a lot of them. So we've got the block of noodles inside, and these are made with wheat along with some fish extract, MSG, and soy sauce. So they should taste super umami on their own. In fact, I'm going to pull out one of the little broken pieces and check. Oh yeah, super flavorful noodle. Even as like a crunchy, uncooked product, God, I would eat a bag of that. We also have 4 packets. I talked about in the Sapporo Ichiban video how authentic yakisoba uses Worcestershire sauce, and sure enough, it is the first ingredient in the liquid sauce packet, which also contains sugar, more seafood extract, vinegar, and garlic. Also licorice extract, which I think is a first for me. The mustard mayonnaise sauce is called Karashi mayonnaise, and the mayo side of this combination has a heavy emphasis on egg yolks, much like Kewpie. Awesome. The dry vegetable packet contains only cabbage, which will cook with the noodles. And then this spice packet is the garnish, containing dried seasoned potato starch flakes, seaweed, and other non-specific spices. So there's lots of fish extract throughout this package, and also egg in the mayo if you have any dietary concerns. So let's get this put together and cooked. After peeling back to the dotted line and removing the packets, we're going to sprinkle the vegetable packet over the noodles. There's a very generous amount of dried cabbage in here. Oh, and it smells very cabbagey too right away. That's nice. All right, now I'm going to go add boiling water to the fill line. I'm going to close the lid and let this steep for 3 minutes. And once it's done, and this part is so cool, there's actually a drain spout right here on the packaging. So you peel off the drain spout cover and then drain the water into your sink. So let me do all of that, and I'll be right back to add the rest of this stuff. Okay, noodles are cooked. Let's start by adding the sauce and stirring everything up. Okay, it's a very strong Worcestershire sauce smell. So if you don't like Worcestershire sauce, you're probably not going to like the way this smells. But I love Worcestershire sauce, and so this is great for me. Okay, most of the cabbage migrated to the bottom through stirring, but it looks like everything is at least very well coated. So now let's do the spice garnish. Interesting. So let me give this a stir. And in addition to the seaweed, it's very obvious that the nondescript spices that were listed in the ingredients, well, one of them is black pepper, for sure. There's a very strong smell of black pepper coming out of there. Doesn't smell particularly spicy, but it's the first thing I noticed. And of course the seaweed scent. All right, and now one final garnish, the mayo mustard. Well, I tried to do a pattern there, and it didn't quite work out, but you get the idea. Now the question is, do I let this stay kind of pretty, or do I stir it all up? You know what, let's stir it all up. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to take a little taste of that mayo mustard all on its own. See if I can get a little squeeze out of here. There we go. Oh, that's ridiculously good. More on the mayo side than the mustard side, but there is definitely some mustard seed mixed in there. It's pretty good. Okay. Now that I'm done talking and putting this together, let's give this a taste. Get some cabbage in there too. Okay, let's talk about the noodles first. Now this is my first time having Myojo's dried yakisoba noodles, and I think these are perfect. They were already packed full of flavor on their own, which I know from that little crunchy bite I took. Once they're cooked, they're still pretty great. I feel like with a sauce like this, you want a firm, strong chew of a noodle to go along with the flavors, and this does not disappoint at all. It is on the thin side, but it goes perfectly with this whole ensemble. So these are excellent, 10 out of 10 for the noodles. As far as spiciness, if you're not a fan of spicy food, you really shouldn't have anything to worry about here. The only things someone might consider tangy here are the Worcestershire sauce and the mustard. So if you like both of those, there's no need to panic about spiciness. Also, the black pepper that was very concentrated in the garnish packet has been spread throughout and is not providing any huge burst of spice on its own. So 0 out of 10 for spice. And so let's talk about flavor. And this is unexpectedly complex, so I'll do my best to cover everything. The yakisoba sauce gives you a really cool combination of umami and sour and a little sweet. And on top of that is this great kind of smoky flavor. But it gets more complex because you've got these sweet little crisps of cabbage that also give this some needed texture. And then there's that wonderful umami flavor that only seaweed can provide. And then a little bit more texture from the dried potato flakes. It's just all really, really nice. And then to top it all off, you get this phenomenal creamy zip from the mayo mustard combination, which is more or less Dijonnaise, but richer than you might expect. And while there is a lot of sodium in this, I don't find it overwhelmingly salty. Everything feels like it is in perfect balance, flavor-wise. I'm really struggling to find anything negative to say about this. The toppings are great, the sauce is great, the mustard mayo is great. I guess if I have one thing to warn you about, it's that if you like other yakisoba that uses artificial fish sauce in the Worcestershire, but you're averse to real fish sauce or seafood as a general rule, then yeah, this might not be for you. It might be a little bit on the fishy side. But I love Worcestershire sauce and seafood, and so I have no problem giving this a 10 out of 10 score overall. This is absolutely wonderful. Even though this is a bit pricey for a single serving, I think this is worth every penny. This is a hearty bowl of noodles with great toppings and sauce, and if you throw some protein in here, you've pretty much got a complete meal. I'm going to have to be on the lookout for the other yakisoba variants that I talked about earlier, because if they are anything like this, I'm going to be handing out a lot of really high scores. Seriously, unless you're opposed to Worcestershire sauce in general, you should try this. So with that, I will be heading off to devour the rest of this. Please let me know if you try this and what you think, or if you've tried any of the other Myojo yakisoba packs. Please click that like button and the subscribe button, and I hope you'll join me for another cool review next time on Noodle Journey.